Believe it or not, you can get better results by working out less sometimes. Watch this.
All right. Our first caller is Teresa from Nebraska.
Teresa, how can we help you?
Hi, I just wanted to first say thank you guys so much for having me on. I'm a new trainer. I've been training for a bit over a year, and I found you guys about a month ago, and I've been binging every single episode. I really can't get enough. So,
thank you.
All right, a newbie.
Sal's voice hasn't annoyed you yet?
No, not at all.
I'm her favorite host, obviously.
Wow.
Anyway, continue.
I love you all equally.
Good answer.
Well, it's a nice lie. Anyway.
Future politician. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. So I'm just going to read my question. I'm 33, about to turn 34, and I've been exercising since I was about 16. I started with gymnastics, running, and doing some light machines. But for the past 6 years, I've been strength training, CrossFit and powerlifting consistently, usually 6 days a week. And I might run a few times per month, like 5 or 6 miles at a time. I weigh 120 pounds. It says in my email is 13% body fat, but I actually just got the in-body scan today. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but 10.4% body fat today. Trying so hard for that 6-pack. I said my maintenance is around 2,600 calories, and I'm cutting a bit. I'm actually in an ab challenge right now through the month of June. So, and I'm trying for about 2,000 to 2,100 calories, and getting about 140 to 170 grams of protein per day. I'm actually a full-time emergency room PA. I work nights, and so lifting is like my second job. I'm in the gym for about 2.5 hours every day, and less on Saturdays, and just like 4 miles of walking or cardio on Sundays. And I walk 3 miles or 45 minutes every single day. I'm wondering where I go from here. Someone asked me last week, what are your goals? And it's kind of a hard thing to answer. It's always been aesthetics, but how do I get that 6-pack? I can't exactly change the amount of work stress I have, but is 3.5 hours of activity per day too much? Should I cut the movement and the calories to kind of continue to excel? So, thanks for your perspective and advice.
I'm glad we finally got a girl on here who, so I've been telling you guys forever about Katrina's body fat percentage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's like yours. She, and by the way, her same thing that she's been challenged with forever is she hovers around 10 to 13% body fat the entire time we've been together, which is really low for a girl. But in her eyes, she doesn't think she looks it because she's like, I can never see my abs. Like I've one time dieted her down enough to where her abs have popped. The one thing that we have not done that I would recommend to you, there's a couple things that we'll get to, I'm sure, with the training volume, the amount of stuff you're doing right now. Mm-hmm. But actually, have you really focused on building strength in your abs and actually building your abs?
I actually started the No BS program just like 2 days ago.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
I was doing way too much of like low intensity, higher volume. And so I realized, like cutting back the number of reps I'm doing and actually making like the form count should be obvious to me, but it wasn't. So yeah.
Yeah. So a couple things I want to comment on. It's no surprise that you're an emergency room PA with the type of workouts that you do and how you've worked out in the past. So you're a bit of a cortisol junkie.
Yep.
Your workout volume is way too high. It's especially if you've been doing this for a long time. Backing off on the volume, you'll actually see your strength and muscle go up, and you'll actually see I don't think your metabolism is going to slow down. I think it'll speed up. I think you're just doing way too much right now for your body, especially considering the type of job that you have. How is your hormonal health? Like your hair? How is your
skin?
How's your skin? How's your menstrual cycle? Are you noticing energy highs and lows or temperature intolerances, cold, hot, that kind of stuff? Anything like that ring a bell?
Yeah. Definitely. Hair and skin, I think, are fine. The temperature, it gets me a little bit. It used to weigh more than it did before I actually put on muscle. So before I started strength training, I weighed like 90 pounds. So I'm up, 30 plus pounds of muscle, which is really great. And my menstrual cycle, I haven't had one in probably 10 years. So I'm actually seeing somebody for that right now. So
you're way overtrained. Are you now? You competed in gymnastics. How high of a level did you get to?
Not that high. Yeah, I was more just kind of doing more tumbling for cheerleading. So I was in cheerleading for like 6 years, pretty competitively.
Okay, and when you started lifting, you put on 30 pounds of muscle, even with that much volume. I'm going to make a guess here that you actually are quite gifted genetically when it comes to athletics and strength and muscle. and you're building muscle and strength in spite of the fact that you're training as much as you are. That kind of training right there would hurt most people. Just 2 hours, 3 hours in the gym every day, plus
a high stress
job, plus the running
the cardio,
and the walking. I would scale you way back. I would do 3 full body workouts.
MAPS anabolic.
MAPS anabolic, and your strength would skyrocket. You probably would get leaner, not because you'd lose body fat, but because you'd add lean body mass. And I would actually slowly reverse diet you, even though you're eating 2,600 calories. I would keep you at 2,600 while you're doing 3 full body workouts a week, and I would just walk in between, and then I would slowly bump that up. Don't be surprised if your hormones really start to balance out and you start working with your body. But it sounds like you're getting away with what you're doing because you have some pretty good genetics. But you don't want to push that for too long. At some point, your body's going to rebel.
Yeah,
So
I'm with Sal. MAPS anabolic. You could still be doing the no BS 6-pack. You do it on the opposite days.
Yes.
And since that's part of your goal, the ab thing, so I think we could totally do both of this. I would increase calories. I would cut way back on all the other activity and just let your body recover a little bit. I think you're gonna be blown away by what happens.
Teresa, how many people have told you that you work out too much? Be honest.
I don't think I've ever met a person that hasn't said that to me. So.
Okay, so let me ask you.
You know the mental part's going to be the hardest part, right?
That's why I said that.
But they're all full of it.
Well, hey, look, be very honest with me. You can be totally honest. You won't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Are you going to take our advice, or is it one ear out the other?
I don't think it's one ear or the other. I think it will take a bit of time to like cut back. And so I don't think it's going to be like tomorrow I'm just going to, not work out. I think it's going to take some time to kind of cut back. But yeah, I mean, half of it, man, is like the job is so stressful. So it's just kind of like the movement and it's almost not like a meditation, but definitely in the form of like stress relief.
Of course.
It's the cortisol that you're getting. That's exactly what's happening. You're getting a cortisol dump and it feels good. So that's what that's what we mean by cortisol junkies is you're getting that dump and it feels good. So it feels like it's right. It's like you go do it and it's like, that feels good. This must be right. But it's not. It's it's part of what's going on with your menstrual cycle. That'll come back when you start to back off a lot of this stuff. That'll be one of the first things I'm sure.
Can we keep you busy doing like restorative movement, mobility, like some kind of like yoga, some kind of practice where you're actively doing something? Because to me, I know that this is going to be impossible for you to just stop completely, right? So just start planning these things ahead of time. Go for like real low intensity walks, like barely anything. Get outside, fill space with movement, but make sure it's restorative focused.
Pick up knitting.
No, that's boring.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I started 2 years ago.
Well, there you go.
For that reason, so that I would have to like sit still. And then I think I can probably still walk on the treadmill while I'm.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Teresa,
you would try and figure that out.
What about this? Can we try this? Let's say you do 3 full body workouts and in between just do mobility work. Go to the gym, do mobility work. That way you're still there. But it's like Justin said, more restorative. Do you think you could do that? Like let's take a first step here. Let's solidify a first step, but it's got to be realistic. I don't want you to tell me what I want to hear. I want something that's realistic for you. So what do you think is a first step that we can move? Like what can we do next starting next week? Where can we start?
Gosh. Did you say 4 or 3 full body
3
workouts?
I said 3.
6 or 8? Was it 10?
Did you want me to still do 9 or I'm confused?
I mean,
can you do 3 and then do mobility in between, or do you want to start let's start somewhere? Where can we pull back?
Yeah, 3. I mean, right now I'm doing 6, so like 3 seems like so low, but I guess I could try it and then.
Well, you're still going to the gym 6 days though. So let's go to the gym. Let's go to the gym still 6 days, and I'm even okay with this as my compromise because it sounds like that's even pulling teeth with you. I would go 3 days of the foundational work on anabolic. On the off days, go ahead and do the no BS since we want to build those abs. That's something that you want to do on those other 3 days, and mobility work. So you're still at the gym for 6 hours a week. So you still get to go there, okay, and get your hour inside the gym. Just